How goes it? I'm Will Maxwell Jr., and this is What Did We Miss? Here I tell you the stories that WWAY did not, and I'll keep doing it until someone here notices it's what I've been up to. This year at CES, Samsung subsidiary Star Labs unveiled Neon, an artificial human you can chat with. Normally, this is where I rant about how we're going too far with AI and how we'll eventually be jobless and serve robots in exchange for food tokens, but Samsung seems to be going in the opposite direction with these chatbots. They're not all-knowing digital assistants. They're designed to look and speak like humans. So if you ask Neon, what's the weather like? It'll go, I don't know, why don't you step outside? I've been in here with you all day, why would I know? Now if you're wondering why someone would want that, I can't help you. The last thing I want is to get into an argument with a robot that ends with neither of us Googling it. Star Labs CEO Pranav Mistry says that holding a conversation with these virtual people makes us more human. Don't they know that there's nothing more human than avoiding conversation? I'll know this thing has reached peak humanity when it sits next to me on the bus and stares at its phone. Researchers put 3D glasses on cuttlefish and were surprised to learn that these invertebrates actually have depth perception. They showed the cuttlefish 3D film of shrimp up close and they struck their tentacles up close. They showed them shrimp far away and they struck their tentacles further out. They showed them Avatar and the cuttlefish were like, it's the same story as Pocahontas. They glued Velcro to the fish's head and then Velcroed the glasses on. Fun fact, that's also how my glasses stay on. My ears are too small to have vision this bad. The glasses come off the fish when the water deteriorates the glue. This is an amazing experiment for the scientist and a very confusing one for the cuttlefish who's wondering where all those shrimp went. An Alaskan man hid in his shed when a bull moose wandered into his yard. The door camera caught the moment. Alaskans and Canadians have run-ins with moose the way we do with bears. In Canada, Winnie the Pooh is a moose who keeps getting his head stuck in a maple syrup pot. Curtis Phelps called his wife from the shed to find out if the moose was gone, and she, assuming it was an accidental call, didn't pick up. He then called his daughter, and she also didn't pick up. The moose was only there for a few seconds, but my man spent his morning leaving voicemails while surrounded by shovels. A moose gave birth in their yard 2 years ago, and it's likely that same calf that keeps returning. What's more fun than this story is looking it up because all of the headlines are wildly different. Some have Curtis calmly avoiding a curious moose, others have him frantically cowering from a massive beast. This is why it's important to get as many news sources as possible, because even with silly stories like this, the truth lies somewhere between all the multiple takes. Having said that, here's my take on the footage. Selfish man refuses to let a bull moose find refuge in his shed. Famous miser Curtis Phelps is seen here ignoring the pleas of a cold and frightened moose. The distraught animal begged to be allowed in Phelps' spacious cabin and eventually wandered off when it was clear Curtis's ice-cold heart would not thaw. No word on when this curmudgeon will get his comeuppance. I'm Will Maxwell Jr., and that's what we missed.